Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's have a look at some stocks on the move today here in Europe. I'm Caroline Hepker alongside Tom McKenzie, and we're joined by Bloomberg reporter Chloe Millay. Good morning, Chloe.
Good morning.
It's Monday. Let's start things off then with Kering. Their share price doing well, and a big announcement from them too.
Yeah, so over the weekend they announced that they sold their beauty division to L'Oreal. So this is a €4 billion deal, and it's part of a broader strategic partnership in beauty and wellness between the two companies. So they'll kind of work together to distribute some fragrance and beauty products, and then so L'Oreal will now own Creed, which is a perfume maker that Kering bought only a couple of years ago. So Kering is essentially reversing the push in the beauty and cosmetics segment that it had done under previous management, and this is really the first big move by the new CEO Luca De Meo, who started just last month and has been trying to turn things around and address quite a high debt burden that was a concern for analysts and investors. He's expected to unveil a broad strategic vision next spring, but it seems that he's already making some moves in advance and trying to revamp some of the operations before that. And he said that his top priorities were slashing debt and costs, and so far that's been rewarded, and the deal is being seen quite positively by the market.
And Chloe, I talked about the B&M numbers in terms of the stock market move today, and it's pretty brutal session so far for that business. What's going on?
Yeah, well, it's because of a big accounting error. So B&M actually issued a profit warning a couple of weeks ago in early October, and today it said that it actually missed some costs of £7 million, and that those were previously unaccounted for in the outlook. So it had to cut guidance again, and it blamed that on an operational issue. This is obviously a very bad look for the CFO, and the CFO, Mike Schmidt, has announced that he would be stepping down. This is obviously not going. This is kind of an additional setback for the company. It had already, as I said, issued a profit warning before, and that was because of operational weaknesses. And the CEO had said that it would take 18 months to fix those. So it's trying to cut prices, narrow its product ranges, and try and get back on track, essentially. So the accounting error is a massive step back, and we saw in the shares this morning, they got quite the beating.
Yeah, absolutely. We did. Meanwhile, let's also think about the defence space and Hensoldt this morning. The defence stocks were under pressure last week, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. So this morning we have Hensoldt, but then also Rheinmetall, Leonardo, all of those names up after that weakness that you mentioned last week. As usual, we can kind of draw quite a direct line between peace and then weakness in the defence stocks, and then tensions and strength in the defence stocks. So this time around, there's a couple of things. You know, the ceasefire in Gaza is under threat. Israel launched strikes against Hamas and suspended all aid shipments as well. In addition to that, the progress on the peace deal in Ukraine is also looking quite uncertain. Trump said that Vladimir Putin might be stalling for time by agreeing to another summit. Zelensky pushed for more US weapons in Washington. And then also the ECB President Christine Lagarde said or signaled openness to using frozen Russian assets to secure funding for Ukraine. So we can see those tensions rising again in some of those conflicts across the world, and that is driving those defense stocks again after that weakness that we saw last week that was on the back of that ceasefire agreed in the Middle East.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.